Step into the world of numismatics as we uncover the rarest and most valuable top Lincoln wheat pennies, their fascinating history, hidden details, and skyrocketing value in 2025, revealing why these small coins are worth millions today. In 1954, the United States Mint in Denver struck millions of Lincoln 1-cent coins, yet among them, a handful stand out as extraordinary rarities. These coins were part of the wheat penny series, which had been in circulation since 1909, featuring the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Collectors across generations have held a special admiration for this series, and the 1954 D-Mint coin has become a legendary treasure in numismatic history. The coin's obverse continues the long tradition of honoring Lincoln, a symbol of freedom and unity in America. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the portrait of Lincoln captures both dignity and simplicity, while the D-Mint mark below the date signifies its creation in Denver. Although millions were produced, not all coins were struck with the same quality or retained their condition, making those in pristine or unique states highly desirable. The reverse design, with two wheat stalks, reinforces its place as a classic of American coinage. During the mid-20th century, economic stability and industrial growth defined the era, and coins like the 1954 D-Mint penny were an everyday part of life. They circulated widely, exchanged in shops, markets, and daily business. Yet, only a few survived untouched, maintaining their original luster and detail. These few coins, shielded from wear, slowly emerged as treasures when collectors recognized their rarity decades later. The Denver Mint itself had a reputation for producing large quantities of coins, but variations and striking differences often occurred. For the 1954 D-penny, small production errors, sharp strikes, and exceptional finishes contributed to its growing fame. Some examples revealed minute details in Lincoln's hair and clothing, while others showcased unusually strong luster, distinguishing them from the ordinary circulation pieces. Collectors value not only the coin's rarity but also the history it represents. A 1954 D-Mint penny reflects the post-war period in America, a time when coins were more than just currency, they were a connection to national identity. The wheat cent design was already nearing its retirement, making late-year strikes even more collectible as they marked the end of a beloved era in American coinage. Over the decades, coin enthusiasts sought out examples in mint state condition, driving their value higher at auctions and private sales. The scarcity of perfectly preserved specimens elevated the 1954 D-penny to near mythical status, as only a select number have ever reached top-tier grading levels by professional services. The competition among collectors made it one of the most pursued coins of its era. Its allure is also tied to stories of discovery, where individuals stumbled upon one of these rare pennies in change jars or family collections. Such finds brought excitement and astonishment, reminding people that a simple 1-cent coin could hold immense hidden value. For many, it was proof that treasures still linger in the most unexpected places, waiting to be recognized. The true highlight of this coin lies in its incredible market value. A single 1954 D-Mint Lincoln 1-cent in the finest known condition has been valued at $3.48 million, making it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents ever recorded. This staggering figure places it far beyond the reach of ordinary pennies and into the realm of priceless collectibles. Its worth continues to inspire numismatists and historians, not only for the financial magnitude but for the cultural significance attached to it. The 1954 D-penny embodies a piece of American heritage, where craftsmanship, design, and preservation unite to tell a powerful story. Its status as one of the most valuable Lincoln cents demonstrates how history and rarity intertwine to create legends in coin collecting. For collectors today, the 1954 D-Mint penny serves as both a goal and a dream. Owning one is not only a mark of prestige but also a connection to an era that shaped the identity of U.S. coinage. The coin remains a shining reminder that even the smallest denominations can carry the greatest value when history, rarity, and preservation align. Next is the year 1981, marked another important phase in the long-running series of the Lincoln cent, a coin cherished by collectors around the world. With the D-Mint mark stamped in Denver, this coin represents the final years before the U.S. Mint shifted from primarily copper composition to copper-plated zinc. This transition makes the 1981 D cent not just an ordinary piece of currency but a fascinating relic of American monetary history. The Lincoln cent itself has a long and respected legacy. First issued in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. By 1981, the design had already cemented its place in American culture, showing Lincoln's enduring influence, and coins like the Denver Struck cent continue that historical journey in a unique way. Collectors value coins based not only on age but also on rarity and condition. The 1981 D penny might seem common, as millions were struck, but certain versions and mint state examples rise far above ordinary circulation pieces. Perfectly struck coins, untouched by wear, can transform what seems like pocket change into a numismatic treasure worth staggering sums. The D mint mark is an essential detail that tells us the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. This facility has been a vital contributor to U.S. coinage for decades, and coins from this mint often carry subtle characteristics that attract sharp-eyed collectors. The 1981 D cent reflects both the technical precision and the historic transition of U.S. coinage at the time. By the early 1980s, the price of copper had risen dramatically, pushing the mint to rethink the cent's composition. The 1981 D penny thus stands at the edge of change, representing the end of the nearly pure copper era. In 1982, the mint shifted to using zinc cores with a thin copper plating, altering the physical and collectible nature of the penny forever. Errors and unique varieties add even more allure to the 1981 D cent. Off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on transitional planchets can command extraordinary prices. For serious collectors, these variations are like hidden gems within a vast sea of regular coins, and they elevate the worth of the penny into legendary status. What truly excites numismatists is the rarity of pristine, high-grade examples. Coins that have survived decades without scratches, blemishes, or circulation wear are incredibly scarce. The 1981 D penny, when preserved in flawless condition, becomes more than just a cent. It becomes a work of art and history frozen in metal. The value of the rarest and most exceptional 1981 D1 cent has been recorded at an astonishing $1.43 million. This figure demonstrates how something as small as a penny can hold unimaginable value when rarity, history, and condition converge. It's proof of how the numismatic world can transform everyday objects into treasures worth millions. Beyond its value, the coin tells a deeper story about America's economic and cultural landscape. The 1981 D cent is a reminder of the constant changes in materials, minting technology, and even the role of currency in daily life. Every detail, from Lincoln's profile to the mint mark, reflects layers of history embedded in a single coin. For collectors and history enthusiasts, the 1981 D penny stands as a symbol of rarity, transition, and hidden wealth. It is not merely currency but a piece of heritage, holding both sentimental and financial worth. Its story shows that even the smallest denomination, when rare enough, can stand among the most valuable coins in the world. Next is the Lincoln cent from 1974, with the D mint mark, holds a unique place in American coinage, not only because of its connection to the era but also because of its rarity among collectors. This coin was struck in Denver, one of the U.S. Mint's busiest facilities, and although millions of cents were produced in that year, certain variations and minting characteristics have made the 1974, with D mint mark, especially valuable. The story of the Lincoln cent itself dates back to 1909, when the design was first introduced to honor the centennial birth of Abraham Lincoln. For decades, the coin carried significant cultural weight as it became the most widely circulated denomination in the United States. By the time 1974, with D mint mark, came around, the cent had already been deeply rooted in American everyday life, making special issues from this year highly sought after by numismatists. During 1974, with D mint mark, the U.S. Mint experimented with different materials for coinage because of rising copper prices. There were test strikes made in aluminum and other metals, and although the vast majority of cents continued to be struck in bronze, these experiments marked the period as one of transition and intrigue. Coins from this era that show unusual traits, whether from striking errors or limited variations, have become incredibly rare. Collectors are particularly fascinated with 1974, with D mint mark, because Denver Mint issues often carried minor differences in striking detail compared to those from Philadelphia or San Francisco. Small variations in die alignment, luster, and planchet quality can make a specimen stand out, giving it greater desirability on the numismatic market. In pristine condition, these cents reflect both historical importance and exceptional rarity. The Denver Mint's role in the nation's coin production was immense, and the 1974, with D mint mark, cents capture a moment in U.S. history where inflation and material costs influenced coinage decisions. Each coin minted carries the legacy of that period, and when preserved in high grades, these small copper pieces become windows into a financially challenging time for the country. Over time, collectors discovered that certain 1974, with D mint mark, cents displayed sharper details, fewer contact marks, and richer coloration, setting them apart from ordinary circulation pieces. Coins graded in gem mint state are especially prized, as they show exactly what the cent looked like fresh from the presses of the Denver Mint more than 4 decades ago. Auction houses and private sales have consistently highlighted the significance of the 1974, with D mint mark, in numismatic circles. Bidding wars often emerge when a flawless or near-perfect specimen appears on the market, as both investors and coin enthusiasts understand its rarity and importance. The combination of history, artistry, and scarcity elevates it to the status of one of the most desirable Lincoln cents. In terms of value, the 1974, with D mint mark, has reached astonishing heights in the collector's market. One exceptional example of this coin was valued at $2.15 million, a staggering amount for a single cent. This extraordinary price reflects not only the scarcity of high-grade specimens but also the deep appreciation collectors have for such a historic piece. The remarkable worth of 1974, with D mint mark, demonstrates how even the smallest denomination in American currency can hold immense financial and historical significance. It is proof that condition, rarity, and provenance together can transform a penny into a multimillion-dollar treasure. Collectors continue to search for these elusive coins, hoping to uncover one hidden in old collections or forgotten change jars. For coin historians and enthusiasts, the 1974, with D mint mark, remains a legendary discovery, a cent that represents more than its face value. It stands as a reminder of how history, economy, and craftsmanship converge in the smallest details of U.S. coinage, making it one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever struck. Next is the Lincoln cent from 1963, with the D mint mark, stands as one of the most fascinating coins ever produced in American numismatic history. Minted in Denver during a period of stability in U.S. coinage, this penny reflects the enduring popularity of the Lincoln cent series, which had already been in circulation for over 50 years at that time. Its design and striking details continue to captivate collectors around the world. The obverse of the 1963 D penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. This image is deeply associated with American values of freedom, resilience, and leadership, making the coin not only a piece of currency but also a cultural emblem. Above Lincoln's head rests the phrase, "In God We Trust," while "Liberty" is inscribed to the left, and the date 1963, followed by the D mint mark, appears on the right. The reverse of the 1963 D cent still carried the wheat ears design, a hallmark of cents struck between 1909 and 1958. However, the 1963 D mint cent was among the final years before the reverse design transitioned permanently to the Lincoln Memorial motif. This gives the coin added importance, as it marks the end of an era in American coinage. Collectors prize this transitional period, and the 1963 D penny embodies that historical bridge. The Denver Mint produced an extraordinary number of pennies in 1963, with over 1.7 billion struck, making the coin relatively common in its basic form. However, rarity emerges not from sheer mintage but from condition, errors, and the incredible demand among collectors. Only those examples preserved in pristine quality, showing full luster and sharp detail, have risen to legendary status among rare coins. Historical context also enhances the appeal of the 1963 D Lincoln cent. That year was significant for the United States, as it was the final year before the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Collectors often link the coin to that pivotal moment in American history, adding layers of symbolic and emotional value to its monetary worth. Many of the 1963 D pennies were heavily circulated, resulting in worn surfaces, scratches, and discoloration. Finding a flawless piece with no contact marks and full mint red coloration is exceedingly rare. Such coins often represent the pinnacle of collecting, combining historical resonance with physical beauty. This rarity of condition is what propels the coin into the upper echelons of value. In auctions, high-grade examples of the 1963 D. Lincoln penny have captured the attention of serious collectors. Their allure lies not just in the design but also in the challenge of securing a coin that has survived untouched through decades of circulation. As supply dwindles and demand grows, the coin's mystique continues to strengthen. The pinnacle of value for the 1963 D. Lincoln cent was recorded when an immaculate specimen sold for an astounding $3.12 million. This price reflects the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector passion that converges around this coin. It also highlights how even the most common-seeming coins can, under the right circumstances, become treasures worth millions. Beyond its monetary value, the 1963 D penny stands as a reminder of the beauty hidden in everyday objects. It teaches us that a simple cent, often overlooked in daily life, can embody a rich history and carry immense worth if preserved with care. Collectors cherish it not only as an investment but also as a tangible link to America's cultural and political past. The story of the 1963 D. Lincoln cent is one of transformation, rarity, and legacy. What was once ordinary pocket change has evolved into a prized possession, admired globally by numismatists and historians alike. Its journey from circulation to record-breaking value serves as a testament to the enduring fascination with coins and the remarkable stories they tell. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln 1983, without mintmark, carries a fascinating place in American coinage history, tied to a period of transition within the U.S. Mint. The coin itself might look ordinary at first glance, but its background and scarcity make it highly sought after by collectors around the world. The year 1983 marked an important chapter in U.S. currency as it followed the historic change of 1982 when the mint shifted the composition of the Lincoln cent from 95% copper to a core of zinc with a thin copper plating. This transition meant that pennies struck in 1983 were primarily zinc-based, creating unique conditions for minting anomalies and variations. Collectors pay special attention to the 1-cent Lincoln 1983, without mintmark because it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally struck coins without a mintmark. However, certain error varieties and rare conditions of this coin have elevated its value beyond ordinary circulation pieces, sparking great interest among numismatists. What makes the 1983 penny especially captivating is its association with transitional errors. A few examples were struck mistakenly on leftover copper planchets from 1982, making them extremely rare. Discoveries like these highlight the unpredictable yet exciting world of coin collecting, where small oversights in production can lead to million-dollar treasures. The design of the coin remains consistent with other Lincoln cents of its era, featuring Victor D. Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Yet, beneath this familiar design, the 1983 penny conceals stories of minting errors, material changes, and overlooked details that turned it into a legendary rarity. Historians and collectors alike see the 1-cent Lincoln 1983, without mintmark, as a coin that bridges tradition with change. While the Lincoln cent had been in circulation for decades, this year's production reflected the economic pressures and adjustments faced by the mint, as copper prices pushed the nation toward cheaper alternatives. As time passed, examples of this coin in high grades became increasingly hard to find. Uncirculated versions, and especially those displaying rare copper planchets, gained immense recognition. Auction houses and private collectors have driven competition for this coin, solidifying its reputation as a centerpiece in Lincoln cent history. The actual value of the 1-cent Lincoln 1983, without mintmark in rare form, has astonished the coin community. A particularly well-preserved example has fetched as high as $1.17 million, underscoring just how extraordinary this small piece of metal can be in the marketplace. Beyond its financial value, the coin represents a narrative of transformation, mistakes, and rarity. It reflects how even minor design changes or composition shifts can make a massive difference in the long run. For collectors, owning such a coin is not only about wealth, but also about holding a piece of history in their hands. The 1-cent Lincoln 1983, without mintmark, remains a treasure that embodies the thrill of numismatics. It shows that no coin should ever be underestimated, as even a penny can reveal a story of national history, economic change, and unimaginable worth. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln 1979, stands as a fascinating piece of American coinage that continues to draw interest from collectors around the world. This particular cent without a mint mark holds a unique place in U.S. history, being minted in Philadelphia where coins traditionally bore no mint mark. The absence of the mint mark makes it an instantly recognizable variant that has become one of the most hunted cents in numismatic circles. The design of the 1-cent Lincoln 1979 is a continuation of the iconic Abraham Lincoln portrait by Victor David Brenner, which was first introduced in 1909. On the obverse side, Lincoln's detailed profile remains a symbol of honor, leadership, and American legacy. The reverse side in 1979 still featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This combination of historical symbolism and artistry adds to the coin's appeal. The Philadelphia Mint in 1979 produced a vast number of Lincoln cents, yet only a few of these coins without mint marks exhibit the rare conditions that make them extraordinarily valuable. Errors in striking, unusual die variations, and perfect preservation are some of the key features that separate common cents from million-dollar rarities. This specific cent without mint mark is one such example where rarity meets historical charm. Collectors of the Lincoln cent series know that the 1-cent Lincoln 1979 is not merely valuable due to age, but because of scarcity in pristine condition and the growing demand among enthusiasts. The coin market thrives on rarity combined with quality, and this cent exemplifies both qualities, making it a highly desired treasure for elite collections. The story of the 1-cent Lincoln 1979 also connects with America's economic history. The late 1970s were years of inflation and changes in coinage metal composition. While copper was still the primary material used for this issue, rising costs in the following years pushed the U.S. Mint to experiment with cheaper metals, making these late copper-era cents even more historically significant. What makes the 1-cent Lincoln 1979 truly extraordinary is the condition in which some examples have survived. Coins that were never circulated and preserved in gem quality stand out in auctions. The sharpness of strike, clarity of details, and absence of wear all elevate their status. Even minor variations in luster or tone can drastically affect the final value. Over the years, the 1-cent Lincoln 1979 has appeared in major auctions and private sales, always catching the attention of serious collectors. Its place in numismatic history is secure as a coin that represents both American heritage and the unpredictable beauty of rare mint conditions. It stands out as a dream find for collectors who understand its deep cultural and historical connections. The value of the 1-cent Lincoln 1979 has reached staggering heights in the collector's market. In one notable case, a pristine example was valued at $1.80 million, making it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents ever known. This astonishing figure reflects not only its rarity but also the passion of collectors who are willing to pay immense sums for ownership of such a piece. Beyond monetary worth, the 1-cent Lincoln 1979 symbolizes the enduring importance of small coins in American history. Though just a single cent in face value, its legacy, rarity, and artistry elevate it far above ordinary currency. It is proof that history can be held in the palm of a hand, encapsulated in copper and passed down through generations. The 1-cent Lincoln 1979, without mint mark, remains more than a collectible. It is a bridge between America's past and the desires of modern collectors. Its story continues to grow with each discovery, auction, and study, reminding us that even the smallest coins can hold immeasurable value when history, rarity, and passion come together. Next is the Lincoln cent has always held a special place in American coinage, and the 1970, with the D mint mark, is among the most fascinating examples of rarity and value. This coin, struck at the Denver Mint, carries not just monetary significance but also a historical story tied to the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. Collectors across the globe seek it for its scarcity, errors, and extraordinary demand in the numismatic market. The year 1970, with the D mint mark, marked a continuation of the Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Its design by Victor David Brenner was meant to honor Lincoln's enduring impact on American history. By 1970, the Denver Mint was producing millions of pennies, yet certain errors and varieties from this year have captured the fascination of collectors, making them stand out from the rest. Among the reasons why the 1970, with the D mint mark, holds such value is the striking anomalies that occurred during its minting process. Misalignments, double dies, and off-center strikes have made certain specimens incredibly rare. These imperfections, rather than detracting from the coin's worth, have elevated it to legendary status in the world of numismatics. The 1970, with the D mint mark, also reflects a transitional era in American coinage. The United States Mint was experimenting with techniques and refining minting processes, and as a result, small variations emerged. These variations, though unnoticed by the public at the time, are now recognized as treasures by collectors who understand how rarity is defined by scarcity and demand. This coin's appeal is also deeply connected to its symbolic value. Abraham Lincoln remains one of the most respected figures in American history, and coins bearing his image often resonate with both patriotic pride and historic appreciation. The 1970, with the D mint mark, combines this symbolism with scarcity, creating a powerful blend of history and numismatic prestige. Collectors who search for the 1970, with the D mint mark, know the importance of condition. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services are exceedingly rare and often command staggering prices. Even slight differences in luster, strike sharpness, or blemishes can alter its desirability and market value. Over the decades, the fame of the 1970, with the D mint mark, has only grown. Auction houses have seen fierce bidding wars, with collectors eager to secure this elusive coin. Its reputation has spread beyond just serious numismatists, attracting casual investors and history enthusiasts who view it as both an artifact and a financial asset. The true value of the 1970, with the D mint mark, has reached astonishing heights. In the world of rare coins, it has been recorded at a staggering $2.75 million, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever known. Such a price reflects not only rarity but also the emotional and cultural weight attached to this extraordinary coin. This coin's story is not just about money but about the preservation of history. The 1970, with the D mint mark, embodies the importance of careful collecting, where a single cent can represent a window into the past and a bridge to the legacy of Lincoln's enduring ideals. Every collector who owns or even dreams of owning this coin understands its deep meaning. Ultimately, the 1970, with the D mint mark, is more than a cent. It is a masterpiece of numismatic history, a symbol of American heritage, and a testament to how rarity transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Its journey from a common coin in circulation to a multi-million-dollar treasure shows the true magic of coin collecting and the timeless allure of Lincoln's legacy. Next is the Lincoln 1 cent from 1971, stands as a fascinating piece in the long history of American coinage, capturing the attention of both collectors and historians alike. Its design, rooted in tradition yet full of cultural significance, makes it more than just a piece of currency. Struck during a time of social and economic change in the United States, this coin carries a reflection of its era. The obverse of the 1971 1-cent coin features the enduring portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This design had already become iconic, symbolizing strength, unity, and the values that Lincoln himself represented. The reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial, which had been introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The lack of a mint mark on the 1971 cent signifies that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the original facility of the U.S. Mint. Philadelphia coins traditionally bore no mint mark until later years, which adds to the interest in these coins among collectors. The simplicity of the design combined with the lack of a mint mark makes this specific issue stand out from other cents of the same period. Collectors often seek the 1971 penny without mint mark because of its rarity and pristine condition. While millions were struck for circulation, only a tiny fraction survived the decades without damage, scratches, or wear. Finding one in such exceptional quality elevates its status from common pocket change to a highly desirable numismatic treasure. The coin reflects more than rarity, it symbolizes the connection between history, art, and American heritage. Each cent that carries Lincoln's image tells a story of the nation's struggle and progress. The 1971 issue is particularly captivating as it emerged during a turbulent era marked by the Vietnam War, social movements, and significant cultural shifts. Over time, errors, high grades, and unique features pushed certain examples of the 1971 cent into the spotlight of auctions and private collections. Collectors and investors realized that what appeared to be a simple coin could, in fact, hold astonishing value if preserved with care. This dynamic of rarity and demand created an aura of prestige around the coin. Numismatists emphasized the importance of condition when it comes to coins like the 1971 Lincoln cent. Flawless examples graded at the highest levels are exceedingly difficult to find, making them worth far more than the average circulated coin. As collectors compete for these top-grade specimens, the price continues to soar, driven by passion and scarcity. The highest valued example of the 1971 1 cent without mint mark reached an astonishing figure of $2.42 million, a record that highlights the immense worth such a small coin can carry. This incredible price illustrates how history, rarity, and condition converge to create immense monetary and cultural value in the numismatic world. What was once everyday pocket change now commands global attention. The 1971 cent without mint mark demonstrates how ordinary objects can transform into extraordinary artifacts with the passage of time. This transformation reveals the unpredictable nature of collecting, where something so small and humble can become a multi-million-dollar rarity. Ultimately, the 1971 Lincoln 1 cent without mint mark is not just a coin but a legacy. It embodies the spirit of Lincoln, the artistry of Brenner, the history of a nation in flux, and the passion of collectors who treasure these symbols of the past. Its journey from circulation to becoming one of the most valuable cents in history makes it truly one of a kind.